Alright, I told y'all that I would take y'all. I gotta put my boots on. It's clean in here, it's just a little junk in here. I bought a TV. That's my headsets. And that's my, you know, fruit, apples and all that. I like to keep clean. They just gave me a new tablet. That's where my loads and I get dispatch out this tablet. Communicate with dispatch back and forth to this tablet, but never mind that. Let's go out here and let me give y'all a good look of what's going on with these tanker. Hey. All right, so had to make sure that door wasn't unlocked. Had to make sure that door wasn't locked. Sometimes, man, you'll lock yourself out the truck. But yeah, here we are. It's my toolbox. I'm gonna take my hammer. I'm gonna take my cutters, and I gotta go up top, and I have to see if all the product is out this tank. So that's what they want us to do. So I was finished unloading. I had to take one of these hoses right here. It's like a three foot hose. I had to take this hose and connect it to the back. Let me show y'all how I get down. And this right here, before I take out to the back, this right here, just like a toolbox where all my equipment is at to hook up my load. Oh man, you got air lines, you got adapters, my blowdown valve, another adapter. You got they call this male and female caps, to where as though you take these two out and you put them inside here, so none of the product or liquid come out. So that's good. I just dropped my lock. Where's the lock? I ain't go too far. So let me put that back. Just for all my new beginners, just to get y'all a look at how I get down out here. It's same setup far as with the red line, the blue line, middle line. It's the same setup as driving it, stuff like that. You know, you do the same routine. It's just it got a lot of extra equipment. You do the same routine. You go down there and make sure the fifth wheel, the kingpin lock. The only thing about this is that it got extra equipment, a lot of equipment versus a drive bin or a reefer or flatbed, something like that. So, you know, this is the tank, this is the pipes. Now, this is the hole I just got finished using. So, it's product in here. So, this where the dirty holes go. Usually, you will have, like, usually you will have something like this, to where as though you could put your holes in. And remember, I was talking about the male and female caps. These the caps that go over the hole, so no liquid will spill out. And also you have your, where is it at? You have your valve. Well, of course this one broke, but this is a valve that you close, to where as though if it's raining or if it's liquid moving around in here and it go through that hole, it can't go through that hole because you close the valve. And this is a blowdown valve right here. Just the liquid in here. It wasn't hazmat, it wasn't acid, it wasn't flammable. It just was latex, like glue paint. So that's the product right there. You know, every time I get finished using this, I gotta automatically take it to a tank wash. And I also gotta tell them, can they wash my blowdown valve and also the hoses, and tell them what type of product, tell them what type of product I got finished using, so they can clean it out the proper way. Now we got your external and internal valve. You know, this is the valve that you this is the valve that you pump up so the air can get ready to push out. And this is and this is another piece to where you turn it and all the liquid come out. Of course you got to remove that cap, but this is a real tedious job, but it's the same steps over and over again, especially if you're dealing with the same type of tanker that's set up in the back the same way, if you get what I'm trying to say. You know, some tankers things might be a little different. Like this might be on the other side turned around, this might be big, small, but it's the same setup. So all the steps repeat itself, so don't worry about it. Take your time, move slow, and you should get the hang of it. Yeah, it's all these pipes and valves that you got to get used to. But of course, this is where I set up at. I hook up my hose to there, and the hose go all the way until like their pipeline. So the pipeline might be 3 foot to 4 foot away from the truck. So that's where the hose coming at. Again, I take this off, put the hose, connect the hose right here, and I run the hose all the way to their pipeline. Hope y'all following me, man. I'm here for y'all. Somebody left trash right there. They out of pocket. But yeah, you know, you always check to see if there's no leaks in the tank, and make sure everything are good. You know, you're never going to get the tank fully clean, so it's always going to be some type of dried up debris, and that's usually from the tank wash, where they wash it out. And you know, I guess they don't really spit shine this side of the tanker, but it's cool. You dig what I'm saying? So now we about to go up here on a ladder. Be careful, y'all. Hope y'all not afraid of heights, but definitely gotta go up here on a ladder. You know, I turned, now this the air valve. I turned it on. I can now turn it off, but I had it on because I had to get all the air out the tank. And this right here is called a dome lid. So what we about to do is actually we gonna open the dome lid up to see if it's product in there. I open the dome lid like that. They want you to get a non-metal sledgehammer because, again, I got my tanker endorsement, but I also got my hazmat endorsement. So, you know, they don't want no metal to metal because it could create spark. And depending on what type of product you're hauling, if you create spark, whatever. Depending on what type of product you hauling, if you could create spark, then what's next? Oh, there go your fire. So to avoid that, they try to use non-metal sledgehammers. So yeah, we almost done. We just gotta take that off. I could do it with my hand, but sometimes I like to bang it with the sledgehammer. And you just cut it. That's that. I let all the air out, so you don't hear no air coming through the dome valve. Now if you did, it would have been like, had I not would have released the air before opening this up. Like say if I was to open this up before releasing the air from out the Chicago valve, things would have been in trouble. This is called a Chicago valve, y'all. Every time, it might sound confusing because y'all don't know, y'all never did it before, but if y'all watching this video, I'm putting you on game. When you done unloading, especially if it was an air pump off, you always release air from out the control valve to release pressure. You always do that, and you just turn the valve on. This is off, you turn it on, and it goes shh, you know? And then after that, just to save your behind, you always check to see if all the product is out the tank. And look at that, beautiful. If y'all can see in there, all the product is out. You know, it's the smell too. For sometimes, depending on what you hauling, like a hazmat load, acid, flammables, ammonia, you might want to put a face mask on or a protective shield to actually cover your face, eyes, nose, so you won't have none of that. But yeah, it was a beautiful, easy day. You know, I didn't have no spills. I was moving carefully, and 9 times out of 10, whatever receiver you go to, shipper, you know, just ask him, you know, just tell them, yo, it's my first time, you know, I'm just getting the hang of it, and they'll walk you through it, you know. They'll walk you through it, because a lot of these guys, you know, they was new at one time too, so you ain't got, you know, shame in your game, you heard? You be alright. This joint look crazy, but just the cap that you always put back on, this is off, and now that's good, you know. I wanted to show y'all that real fast. See, now whoever watching this video and made it to this point, y'all got, you know what I'm saying, y'all learned something today. Y'all got knowledge, you know. Maybe you driving and you want to go into tankers. I just ran through a whole little setup for you, you know. That's what my channel all about. Getting ahead, breaking stuff down, you know. Sometimes, you know, this is the gauge. Sometimes the dispatch, I say, yo, make sure the gauge is anywhere between 85 to 100, and you just come out here and look. And mine's at 83, but I ain't got no load. I mean, I ain't got no product in the tank, so I'm all the way all right. No, so that's that. And of course, this wasn't no hazmat load, so I ain't have no placards. I like non-hazmat loads, because with hazmat loads, man, you always got to stop at railroad tracks. You got to be real careful. I like going to Planet Fit, and I like going to the gym throughout my work. I mean, I like going to the gym throughout my day. So say if my load don't deliver within 2 days and I can't deliver early, I like to stop at a gym, get some workout in, because I've been driving hours on out, and just do my thing. But when I got a hazmat load and I got placards on here, you can't be around no type of buildings, residential space. You got to stay on the